It's like, why do I have to pursue an academic route? I felt boxed in. In the beginning, I had some paid jobs and some were free. With my family, they just didn't really get it. And somehow my mom saw it on Facebook.
What did she say?
Don't
Spill
know
the
how.
tea. Hi, Gigi. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm not going to say anything because I want you to open the floor and introduce yourself and let everyone know who you are and what it is that you do.
Hi everyone, I'm Gigi. I'm from London and I'm a beauty model, photographer and a fashion business consultant.
So could you tell us a bit more about how you actually got into the modeling industry first and foremost?
With modeling, but it was very organic in the sense that I didn't actually set out to do it. Yes, when I was young, like when I was little, I did kind of like think, oh, I wish I was on TV. I wish I was in magazines. I feel like a lot of little girls like had that sort of dream just because it seemed glamorous and stuff. But it's never something that I intentionally wanted to pursue as a career or as a job. In 2016, I was like in my final year at uni. I did fashion management, and I kind of just like hit this stage in life where I was like, why do I have to pursue like an academic route, or why do I have to have a 9 to 5? And by that point, I had already had my first 9 to 5 job, and I absolutely hated it. Like I liked the job itself, but I didn't like the structure of it, of
Yes.
like waking up, being at work at a set time every day, and then just I felt boxed in, being in an office all day long, having to do certain tasks, being in front of a computer. I literally felt like I was in jail. Like I couldn't go out. I could only do certain things, you know. It just wasn't for me personally. And by the time I hit my final year, I was just like, what is it that I would do if I didn't have to worry about money, or if I was just able to do anything, what would I do? And that's when I kind of like started, I created an Instagram in the summer of 2017 because I was going on holiday and I just like wanted to post nice bikini holiday.
Yeah.
So I created my Instagram then, and then I started posting those pictures, and then from there, people kind of like started approaching me like, oh, would you want to come and do a photo shoot for this or a video shoot for that? And I was like, yeah, why not? Like I had nothing to lose. So in the beginning, I had some paid jobs and some were free. But because for me, I was kind of just like doing it for fun. I didn't really care. So that's how I got into it. Because the more I took on those opportunities, the more I got noticed.
So let's backtrack because you actually said that you felt boxed in at your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And being frank, there's probably a lot of people that are watching this right now feeling exactly the same way or can relate. So how did you actually make that decision to when you said, you know what, I am feeling boxed in, I'm going to leave? Because it's a job, it's your full-time job. So how did you make that
I was
transition?
lucky because I was still at university. I was working full time and I was still at university. So because I felt that way, I still felt like I had options. Maybe because I was still in education, or because I didn't have major responsibilities like a mortgage or car to pay for, or like children. I felt like it was the perfect time for me to take risks. And the way I think is, even if I failed at this, I don't really have that much to lose because
Yeah.
I felt like I was still young. I didn't have a lot of things pinning me down to that job in particular, or to any job. So I thought, let me just give this a go. And if I fail, I'd rather fail now. And by the time I try it, I might hate it. I might just not even be good at it. If I'm gonna fail, I'd rather just like fail fast, do it now. And
Yeah.
but it ended up working out in my favor. Yeah, I'm not complaining in that sense. So that was like the thought process behind it.
That's a great mentality to have. I mean, fail fast, so then you can quickly just pick yourself up and move on. Did you feel that you had the support you needed as well when you decided to go into modeling?
I did have support from people outside of, say, my family, and my immediate friends were always supportive. But I would say outside of my family, I always had support. But then with my family, they just didn't really get it. that, like, I remember, actually, you might remember this. Remember that shoot we did with Fashion, yeah, when we were all wearing bikinis, and one of our videos like went viral, and I think it was seen by a lot of people, and somehow my mom saw it on Facebook.
What did she say?
Spill
the tea.
Literally called me into her room and she was like, I saw a video of you online. Why would you me? What was the purpose of it? Why was you doing that? And I was like so angry that she was trying to tell me to take it down, because I reposted it on my social media as well. She was like,
yes,
gosh, people are gonna see it. Can you take it down, please? Please, can you take it down? I was like, no, this is blown.
I'm riding the wave. I'm sorry.
What I mean? So I really enjoyed that moment. I was like, hell no, I'm not taking it out. But I'm not proud of how I went about it, because after that I just blocked her on all my social media.
Did you?
I'm so not proud of it, but at the time I just felt like I had to do what I had to do. So I blocked her on all my social media, and I stopped telling her when I was gonna go and do shoots and stuff. I'll just get ready, go about my business, and then she just wouldn't see it, wouldn't know about it. So now that it's been a couple of years, she's more supportive. She doesn't fully get it yet, because she's just like, are you gonna get a job? Like, what are you gonna do? She doesn't fully see it as, but because I've been doing it for a while now, and I've never kind of like, so far I haven't struggled financially to the point where I would have to ask her for money or anything like that. So she's like, well, it's probably working if she's still doing it, because it's been a couple of years now. So yeah, that's in terms of support, like back to your question, family wise, not really, not at all actually. But then my close friends and like people on social media, yeah, they've always been supportive.
So what sort of advice would you then give in response to that? Because I know there's a lot of people who, whatever they're trying to do, whether it's modeling or anything else, if it's not in line with their parents' goals, perhaps that they had for their children, and not having that support network can, you know, affect people in many different ways. So what do you have in your psyche, or what is it that you do if the support isn't there, you're able to, you know, maintain that confidence and still go after your dreams?
With me, I think I had to learn this with time, where I just started spending a lot of time by myself and with my own thoughts. And I realized that life is actually shorter than we think. It goes by in a glimpse. And I'm only here for a certain amount of time. So I'm very big on doing the things that you're passionate about, things that you want to do, things that are working well for you. So I tried it out and it worked. Do you know what I mean? So then why should I stop? Just because somebody's opinion of what I should do is not, like, they don't think that I should be doing the things that I'm doing with my life, but it's like, I'm not here for you at the end of the day. And I do also believe that life is like a journey, and you can learn from several different experiences. And I do think that anything and everything that you do will essentially lead you to whatever your purpose is, but you do have to follow your passions, because that's the only way you then find your purpose in life and then fulfill it in a way. I've never heard of anybody that's conformed to society or to people's opinions and then they found their purpose that way. It's always people that just do whatever they feel like doing or what they want to do, regardless of everybody else's opinion. In reading a lot about people's stories and of like how they made it, or specific like situations that they went through, I kind of like learned those lessons, and I just built a mindset where it's like, if I want to do something, I'm going to do it.
That's true strength and power in itself. How we view ourselves is going to enable us to go far and beyond. So that's brilliant. So going back to your modeling and you getting into it, so you said, you know, you went onto Instagram and you've been approached, but for anyone that's actually watching and maybe, you know, they are thinking about going into modeling, what's the process been like? You've been approached. What happens next?
So in the beginning, it was kind of like casual, where they would be like, oh, I think you're really pretty. Do you want to be in my music video? Do you want to be in my photo shoot? There is a photo shoot happening on this day. Are you free? And I would kind of just like take on those opportunities. But I do think that even if people don't approach you, it can still work both ways. Like if you know that there's a specific photographer that you'd love to work with, you can just message them. You have nothing to lose. Again, the worst that can happen is they don't reply, or they say no, there's no opportunities available. Because if they don't know you're there, they're not gonna contact you. If you're just like, hey, I want to get into modeling, I thought if you want to do any test shoots, I'm happy to come down.
Body confidence is a really big thing. We've seen over time how campaigns have changed a lot. You know, we see different shapes and sizes of women. But do you actually feel that the industry is doing enough to celebrate the array of different types of models that are in the industry?
I wouldn't say so, because the industry is so big. If you're going to talk about the whole industry, then no, I don't think so. I do think that in the past maybe 5 years, there's been an emphasis on diversity, body positivity, and inclusion. And we do see more brands kind of like having an array of different models of different sizes, different colors, different shapes, like kind of like showcasing their campaigns or marketing in general. But I don't think so, because if I was to walk down to my local newsagent and pick up a random magazine or fashion magazine, beauty magazine, you kind of still see the same look in terms of like features or just the way people's bodies are. And generally, it tends to be kind of like taller and slimmer models that at the forefront of the industry. And then here and there, when brands kind of like want to make a point that they're inclusive, then they'll include like one model that's bigger in size or one model that's darker. But I do feel like it's always when they're trying to make a point that they're inclusive. But it's like, if you are inclusive, you shouldn't need to make a point out of it.
Yeah.
It would just be normal. I would just go down to my news agent and I would see it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what inclusivity looks like to me, when it's just normal. And I don't have to be amazed by it when I open like a high-end magazine and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a plus size model, or which I don't even agree with the term plus size, because it's like, it's a model, she's a model. Why do we have to refer at certain people as plus size models? Because we don't refer to anybody else as like what minus size model, like do you know what I mean?
It's like all these labels. We love labels. We just love labels.
Like there's normal and then there's other, but why can't everyone just pass as normal? Do you know what I mean? So I don't think that the industry is as inclusive as it makes it out to be, but I do feel like we're walking in the right direction, in the sense that there's pressure for brands to be more inclusive. So with time, I do feel like maybe there'll be a more positive change towards that.
Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our channel and press that notification bell.